This is the absolute best way to change your thinking. And if you've been following my content for a while, you probably think I'm going to say, yeah, don't think, feel. I'm not. It's something else. How do we actually change how we're thinking with thinking? It's called reframing, and it's not what you think. So before you click off, watch this. You've likely already heard of reframing before or reframes, yet what you may not understand is where it comes from. Think of a picture frame. A picture frame obviously has a picture in it and the frame around it. The picture is what it is. When we say reframing, we're talking about taking off the frame and putting a new frame around the picture that doesn't change, thus reframing. Understand that the frame around the picture is the meaning to it. So when we say, oh, it's a good idea to reframe something, we're not changing the event itself because the event is the picture. What we're changing is the frame because that's the meaning behind it. For example, maybe in your life, maybe this happened recently, or we've all experienced this at one point in our life, rejection. Maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's getting picked last for a sporting team that happened in your childhood, which now becomes a story. I digress. It could be losing your job or not getting the job that you thought you were going to get and you really wanted. Whatever it is, these are just a couple of examples. The situation is the situation. That's the picture. We can't change that, but we can put a different frame around it. And the prompt that I would use for this is, what else could this mean? What is the lesson? What am I learning? Where am I being redirected in my life? Maybe this perceived setback is actually a setup for something greater. Now, if you know my content, you know I talk about feel first, then think. If you don't know my content and this is resonating, make sure you hit follow and like. The point is, in my procedure, my steps to actually feel first, it goes like this. Step number one, we breathe. Step number two, we feel. The final step is to think intentionally. A lot of times I put heavy emphasis on slowing down, breath work, allowing yourself to regulate and feel what's coming up to the surface. And this would be that third step of think intentionally. When we think intentionally, we've earned the right to utilize the power of positive thinking. Reframing is the number one way you can actually think intentionally. If this landed, I want to hear what and why. Put it in the comments. Let me know. And as always, if you want to go deeper, go to my profile to join us in the free Breath Club.